This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Off to a foggy start today, very low visibility. Be aware of that. This is a live shot outside our window at the Rosemary District as it is right now. 63 degrees, but fog is on the increase, so take note, perhaps leave for work a little earlier or wherever you're heading this morning. I'm Ray Collins. Stephanie Webb is off today. John Scalzi is in place, and good thing because it's a busy day in the weather office, John.
Yes, it is. We have a dense fog situation in some locations, especially along the coastline developing now, and probably with us through 9, 10 o'clock this morning, particularly along the coastline. I think it'll linger just a little bit longer. Visibilities are much reduced. Venice below a quarter mile. And visibility is kind of ebb and flow, you know. In some locations it may be really dense one half hour, and the next half hour it improves a little bit. In other places the visibility goes down. So watch for that. Down in Punta Gorda we got half-mile visibility. Sarasota up to 1 mile, but I'll tell you what, that comes and goes. It's been as low as a quarter mile over the last hour. So just allow yourself some extra time and expect that dense fog. It is a first alert weather morning here on the Suncoast because of that fog. As it lifts, we'll get low cloudiness. That will give way to some sunshine later in the day, and it will be warm this afternoon with temperatures coming in the upper 70s. Complete forecast in a few. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Checking the roads right now. Again, foggy across the region. Be aware of that first off. Otherwise, the usual spotty delays in Manatee County. Nothing major to report this hour. Also, northern half of Sarasota County, pretty clear. No problems there. And checking our South County map, really no problems at 6:02 on your Wednesday morning. Now let's get to our breaking news now. Developing overnight, one person is dead after a shooting in southern Sarasota County. Northport police responded to a call from Porto Chico Avenue about 1:30 a.m. reporting gunfire. When they arrived, they found one person dead at the scene. This is a live shot now in Northport. There were initial reports other people were shot, but those turned out to be false. Right now, detectives are still on the scene investigating. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Northport Police. More on the story throughout the morning here on ABC 7. Our other big story, a natural disaster continues to unfold overnight in Southern California. At least 13 people are dead, dozens missing after heavy rain gave way to mudslides sweeping into the same area of Santa Barbara that was hurt last month by the wildfires there. ABC's Candace Gibson has one man's very sad story. Listen to this.
A frantic search overnight for the missing after heavy rain unleashed massive mudslides in Southern California.
It's my mom, and I'm fighting with all my heart to find her, but I can't focus too much on she's most likely dead out here.
In Montecito, Robert Riskin and his friend wearing wetsuits and helmets looking for Robert's mother.
I've just been clawing through the mud, and it's hard to hold hope when the mud is so deep, but it's your mom, so you gotta just keep going. She's a grandmother, she's, one of my best friends, and just gotta keep going, man.
But with no luck. Robert breaking down during the search, taking pictures and collecting items from her home.
It's hard to process. I mean, you look at your house that you grew up in, and it's in pieces.
The fast-moving mud with the consistency of wet concrete, destroying everything in its path.
It sounded like a hurricane or a freight train coming through. I mean, this is just, I can't quite believe it. Is that a house behind us? Was that a house?
Witnesses describing the scenes in Santa Barbara County as apocalyptic. Rescuers saving this muck-covered 14-year-old girl. This massive tree stabbing through a portion of what was a home. Reports of people holding on to trees for hours. One official comparing it to a World War I battlefield. ABC's Matt Gutman in Montecito.
Firefighters are telling us that foundation right there, it had a house on it. That house is now over there.
Ellen DeGeneres tweeting this dramatic image, pointing out that's not a river flowing through her neighborhood, but the flooded 101 freeway. And Oprah sharing this video of mud in her backyard.
The house in the back is gone.
Despite all the chaos on the ground, one sign of hope in the sky after the storm, this rescue helicopter flying into a rainbow. Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
Developing overnight, the U.S. Pacific Tsunami Warning Center has ended an alert after saying tsunami waves were possible for for several countries after a magnitude 7.6 earthquake struck nearly 150 miles off the coast of Honduras. The earthquake struck near Great Swan Island in relatively shallow water overnight. For now, the concern for tsunami has been lowered, but aftershocks are still possible from the powerful quake. We'll keep you posted on this story on ABC7, also online on mysuncoast.com as the situation develops. New this morning, a U.S. company is set to resume the search for a missing Malaysian Airlines that disappeared 4 years ago. The plane was heading to Beijing from Kuala Lumpur when it vanished with 239 people on board. Suspected debris has been found across the Indian Ocean, and now Ocean Infinity, a U.S. company, has agreed to pick up the search. This is a no-find, no-fee deal, meaning if the plane isn't found, Ocean Infinity does not get a penny. New developments overseas as South Korea's president says he's open to holding a summit with North Korea, but only under certain conditions. Now, South Korean's President Moon Jae-in vows to push for more talks and cooperation with the North to try to resolve the nuclear standoff. His latest push comes just a day after reaching a deal to send a North Korean delegation to next month's Winter Olympics in South Korea. The president of South Korea hopes the sides can hold military talks on reducing tensions along their border before sitting down to talk about nuclear issues. For the latest on local and breaking news, download our new app. Go to the App Store, look for WWSB or My Suncoast. Android users will get the updates sent to their phones automatically. A country stricken by poverty and complete economic crisis continues to let 30 million of their own suffer. Venezuela has more oil than any other nation in the world, yet continues to pump less and less. Oil production is the only major source of revenue for the country, and it is the lowest it has been in 28 years. So men, women, and children are dying right now from starvation and a lack of available medicine. The Trump administration says it will not allow oil drilling off the coast of Florida. Yesterday, Florida waters were removed from White House plans to open previously protected parts of the Atlantic and eastern Gulf of Mexico to offshore drilling. Now, the Interior Secretary, Ryan Zinke, credited Governor Scott for the decision to remove Florida from the drilling proposal that was announced last Thursday.
I'm appreciative that the Secretary came to Tallahassee to sit down and talk about it, and has committed that as a result of our interest in making sure that there's no drilling here, that Florida will be taken off the table.
Last week, Governor Scott issued a statement that opposed opening Florida waters beyond the nation's outer continental shelf. The initial drilling proposal was widely condemned by state politicians on both sides of the aisle. Caught on camera, a woman is behind bars this morning after leading deputies allegedly on a high-speed chase that stretched through Georgia and Florida, and she is also from St. Petersburg. The 19-year-old began the chase on I-75. Deputies say she was going 130 miles an hour in both the north and southbound lanes. The chase lasted 25 minutes and stretched 30 miles before the suspect pulled over and was taken into custody. Here's her picture, Sienna Allen of St. Petersburg, charged with aggravated felony fleeing and eluding by the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. Charges from the Georgia Sheriff's Office are still pending. Consumer news now. Dunkin' Donuts hatches a plan to help you avoid cheating on your diet. Their goal is to open 9,000 new stores in the U.S., and they plan to scale down and refine their overall concept to be more appealing to those looking for healthier options on the menu. The brand's CEO has yet to give a time frame for launching the new stores nationwide. Plus, Hulu's number of subscribers is skyrocketing. The streaming service announced Tuesday it has grown to more than 17 million subscribers now. That's a 40% increase in less than 2 years. Hulu also said 54 million people overall use their service. Golden Globe-winning drama The Handmaid's Tale may have played a part in that success. That series won 2 awards on Sunday night, and it was among the most watched dramas on Hulu in 2017. Today is National Cut Your Energy Costs Day, a day to look at things to save money around the house. We've got some tips for you. First of all, think about investing in a programmable thermostat that can help you keep your home feeling cooler. Next, take a look at your appliances. Older appliances aren't energy efficient, and replacing them with newer models could save you more. And double check your window and door seals. cool air can easily escape through poorly installed windows and doors. Today, AC is not the issue. It is fog outside your windows right now, John.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, first alert weather morning here on the Suncoast because of that fog, reducing visibilities to quarter mile or less. And over the last hour, it's gotten much worse. We have some special weather statements being issued by the Weather Service finally about this situation. So allow yourself some extra time. Realize you'll need some more distance between cars, low beam headlights, and I think the big thing is just to allow yourself that extra time in the morning so you don't feel rushed. You know?
Good idea.
Yep, lighten up on the gas pedal.
All right, also we'll check the traffic conditions, and a federal judge has also temporarily blocked the Trump administration's decision to end the so-called DACA program. We'll tell you what this could mean for the future of U.S. immigration. But first, let's look outside our window, and we can barely see across the street. That's the Sarasota Military Academy or the Salvation Army. It is foggy out there, low visibility. This affects you as well here on the Suncoast. John's complete forecast and more local news coming up on Good Morning Suncoast.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in an accident, whether or not it's your fault, your insurance company might be responsible for some of your expenses. So give us a call. We've got your back.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions Now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky. Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app. Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
It's a First Alert weather morning on the Suncoast. Let's take a look at the Van Wezel webcam. This is not dawn, this is sunset. Yesterday. Pretty, huh? Let's put it into motion. Watch what happens to the view. Oh my goodness, as we head into the morning hours, the fog thickens and basically it's a real mess out there on the open waters. So if you're a boater, you know, it's polar bear in a snowstorm kind of situation out there in some locations out on the waters. Even on land, visibility down to a quarter mile or less in many locations. Venice seeing a quarter mile visibility. Down in Punta Gorda, we've got half mile visibility. Sarasota reports 1 mile, but I'll tell you what, it comes and it goes. Over the course of the last hour, we've seen it range from a quarter mile or less in Sarasota to 1 mile. So, you know, what I'm basically telling you is that you can come up on dense fog pretty quickly this morning, so you allow yourself a little extra time. Low beam headlights, a little more distance between cars, and most importantly, that little extra commute time so you don't feel rushed this morning. First alert weather morning till about 10 a.m. Then the fog lifts, gives us low clouds, which eventually mix away and bring us sunshine by the time we get to the noontime hour. Should be a nice day today with lots of sunshine around, mixed with some fair weather clouds, not much of a rain chance, and warm temperatures this afternoon coming in at around 76 degrees. Moment by moment through the day, we'll look at the cloud cover kind of continuing on through the mid-morning hours as well as the fog. Not much of a rain chance. Then we get the breaks in the clouds as the fog mixes away, and we're left with a beautiful afternoon, I think, a warm afternoon. And then tonight should be just fine through the afternoon hours. Not much of a rain chance into the evening, not much of a rain chance. Overnight, not much of a rain chance, but fog redeveloping toward tomorrow morning. And in fact, I think we'll have a first alert morning again tomorrow for fog issues, so watch for that. As the fog lifts again tomorrow, pretty nice afternoon, but we could have some showers building during the evening hours tomorrow. Then on Friday, probably a first alert weather day on Friday because of the chance of showers throughout the day, but particularly because of breezy conditions building to the chance of thunderstorms later in the evening Friday as a cold front moves through and cools us off for the weekend. Across the state, temperatures mild, coming in the 60s everywhere, certainly in our area. Temperatures are solidly in the 60s, so it's a nice mild start to the day, just foggy out there. No rain for our coast, but the other coast seeing a little shower activity due to a trough of low pressure. We're quiet here on the Suncoast, and as I mentioned, we got 62 in Wauchula, 62 in Venice, 62 in Bradenton. You get the idea, kind of uniform temperatures. Nice day for boating wind-wise, but certainly that fog will linger on area waters through mid-morning anyway until it begins to lift. 77 degrees for a daytime high with fog this morning. First alert weather morning. First alert weather morning tomorrow as well with a 76-degree air temperature. It'll be another mild day tomorrow as the fog lifts. We'll have a mostly sunny to partly sunny sky. Breezy on Friday. We'll be watching Friday morning for the potential of more fog, but possibly those breezy conditions will limit that chance. 50% chance of late day thunderstorms, probably a first alert evening on Friday as that front moves through and brings us cooler temperatures for the weekend. Sunday, the coldest of the weekend days. And on Monday, Martin Luther King Day, slightly warmer. Right?
Thank you, John. Checking the roads right now, again, a fog advisory out there. Be aware of the fog. Visibility is low right now. You'll see a slowdown there on 301 southbound as you approach State Road 70. Otherwise, pretty clear right now in Manatee County. Checking the northern half of Sarasota County, you see some problems there on Bee Ridge in the westbound lanes around Beneva or Tuttle. Also Clark, east of the interstate, some problems out there. South County, though, relatively clear at 6:19 on your Wednesday morning. A setback to the president's plan to crack down on immigration. A federal judge has temporarily blocked the administration's goal to reduce illegal immigration. ABC's Lana Zek has the latest from Washington.
Happening overnight, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, better known as DACA, is being protected now by a federal judge. President Trump had announced that the program would be ending March 5th, meaning current DACA immigrants could face deportation. But the judge's ruling orders the government to accept renewal applications from current Dreamers as the battle continues to be fought both in the courts and in Congress.
I hope that the folks watching most closely this court's temporary injunction are the members in Congress who need to act to find a permanent fix for the Dreamers.
The move puts another level of pressure on Congress and the president to come up with a solution. Earlier on Tuesday, the president convened lawmakers to hash it out.
It should be a bill of love, and we can do that. But it also has to be a bill where we're able to secure our border.
And in a White House first, the president let immigration negotiations between Democrats and Republicans play out before television cameras. The Democrats pushing for a separate deal on DACA.
What about a clean DACA bill now, and with a commitment that we go into a comprehensive immigration reform procedure?
I have no problem. I think that's basically what Dick is saying. We're going to come out with DACA. We're going to do DACA, and then we can start immediately on the phase 2, which would be comprehensive.
Would you be agreeable to that?
Yeah, I would like to do it.
But Republicans pushed back.
Mr. President, you need to be clear, though. I think what Senator Feinstein's asking here, when we talk about just DACA, we don't want to be back here 2 years later. You have to have security, as the Secretary would tell you.
The Department of Justice is reacting to that judge's ruling, saying that the administration acted within their legal authority, and they say that the fate of DACA remains with Congress. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
1 week after slamming the president and the first family, former White House senior advisor Steve Bannon is now stepping down from his conservative media company. Sources say he angered his conservative base and was forced to step down from Breitbart News. Bannon returned to Breitbart as executive chair over the summer after he lost his job at the White House. Former Arizona Sheriff Joe Arpaio is running for U.S. Senate. Arpaio lost last year after serving 24 years as sheriff. Last year, President Trump pardoned Arpaio after he was convicted for not obeying a court order to stop racially profiling Latinos. He's looking to replace Senator Jeff Flake, who announced last month he doesn't plan to seek re-election. 6:22 right now, still heading Good Morning Suncoast. Sit back and try to relax. We'll tell you why a major airline is getting prepared to end the reclining seats on board. We'll tell you why. Here's a peek now at the U.S. Capitol. Congress is back in session as of this week. The Senate resumed last week. The House this week. We'll have more national and local news on the way here on Good Morning Suncoast.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Every day we update fresh content to our respective Facebook pages. So if you get a chance this morning, go to one of our pages, Ray, Stephanie, John, and like the page, and you'll see some behind-the-scenes shots of Good Morning Suncoast. We also do morning updates on Facebook, on the ABC7 page, and also on Instagram as well. So there's your chance to get some more local news each day here from ABC7. We also have a new app as well, so check that out as well. Go to the App Store at My Suncoast and find that updated version there. British Airways is making a major change to its seats, and some passengers will no longer be able to recline. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the story.
You have no choice anymore.
In this morning's GMA First Look, British Airways just ordered 35 new airplanes with seats that don't recline at all.
In the 1950s and 60s, we had 3 to 6 more inches of space between our knees and the end of the seat in front of us. And every year, that amount of space keeps shrinking, as does the size of the seats.
Why? Well, apparently unreclining seats are lighter, saving fuel. But could these savings be passed on to the customers?
I can't see any way that this will lead to lower fares for consumers. That's just the marketing spin.
But British Airways claims this will, in fact, enhance the flying experience, saying these new non-reclined seats will only be on short-haul flights, at least for now. And coming up at 7 a.m., will the other airlines follow suit? With your GMA First Look, I'm Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
Jen, I've got questions. Boots or flip-flops?
Boot.
Great. Smoky or natural eye?
Natural.
Good choice. How about calling or texting?
Definitely calling.
Puppies or kitties?
Sorry, cats.
Dry eyes or artificial tears?
Wait, that's a trick question. Because they can both get in your way. That's why it is super important to chat with your eye doctor if you're using artificial tears a lot and your eyes still feel dry. Next question. Guys, it's time for some eye love.
Your toilet is germ-ridden with mineral buildup. Clorox Toilet Bowl Cleaner with bleach is no match against limescale. But Lysol Power Toilet Bowl Cleaner has 10 times more cleaning power against limescale. So switch to Lysol. What it takes to protect.
When you have a cold, stuff happens. Shut down cold symptoms fast with maximum strength Alka-Seltzer Plus liquid gels.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value and great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish! In your face, in your face,
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves him green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, an active homicide seen overnight in Northport. We'll have an update on the deadly shooting. A man wanted for an armed kidnapping last August is now in custody. We'll tell you how police say they found their man. And high marks, a Sarasota County school being called the best in the state. Those stories and more this half hour on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And we are here to show you some fog outside your windows right now. Most of the area is seeing this kind of visibility. 63 degrees and a first alert weather morning. That is a live picture outside our window here near the Rosemary District. Good morning. I'm Ray Collins. Stephanie Webb not feeling too well today, a little under the weather. In fact, John, she and I keep getting sick and we give the bug to each other and then we're each off. It's a terrible cycle right there.
Yeah, it's going around, certainly, and hopefully, it doesn't develop into flu, because, boy, that's a problem across the nation, isn't it?
Tough time of year, yeah.
Let's hope that the fog clears up pretty quickly this morning, but right now we do have a kind of dense fog situation in some locations. It's not everywhere, but it kind of ebbs and flows, comes and goes as the fog breathes in and out, and we see that fog get thicker in some locations and then kind of lighten up and get thicker in other locations. That's the way it's been all morning long along the coastline. Right now, we have visibilities of about a half a mile in Venice, half a mile in Punta Gorda, and 1 mile in Sarasota, but we've seen those down as low as a quarter mile in places at times. And certainly we are not out of the woods in terms of fog until we get till about 10 o'clock this morning, especially along the coastline. So it's a first alert weather morning because of that fog issue. Once the fog mixes away, we'll be left with mostly sunny to partly sunny skies and warm temperatures at around 76. Cooper in central Sarasota has 64 degrees, and Becky in Old Mayaca reports foggy conditions with 58-degree air temperature. Ray?
All right, John, talk to you again soon about that. Checking the roads right now, again, as John just underlined, plenty of fog out there around the area. The usual spotty delays around Manatee County. Nothing major to report right now, fortunately. Northern half of Sarasota County, some issues there on Bee Ridge, westbound around Beneva and Tuttle. Also Clark eastbound around Honore and Palmer Ranch. South County all clear, though, at 6:33 on your Wednesday morning. One person is dead after a shooting in southern Sarasota County overnight. Northport police responded to a call from Porto Chico Avenue about 1:30 a.m. about gunfire right there. This is a live picture of the scene. When they arrived here, they found one person dead. There are initial reports others were shot as well, but that was proven not to be the case. Again, one person killed in Northport. Right now, detectives are still on the scene investigating. We'll have updates throughout the day on ABC 7, also on mysuncoast.com. Last week, we told you about Move Over Awareness Month taking place throughout January, reminding drivers if you see emergency lights to move over or at least slow down. Well, one woman was apparently not listening, and here's what happened. Taylor Bennett was pulled over for not moving over, and while they had her pulled over in Northport, they also searched her car and say they found $2,000 in cash and 200 grams of marijuana. She was arrested and remains in custody on a $1,500 bond. And this man, wanted for an armed kidnapping last August in Northport, has been found in North Carolina. Police say that Aaron Gaynor was wanted for kidnapping and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Police say that the victims, who are known to Gaynor, are all accounted for and okay. Gaynor was captured by U.S. Marshals last week. An arrest has been made in a Lakewood Ranch home invasion robbery. Happened last June. This man, 20-year-old Joseph Capozzi, is the second person arrested in connection with a drug-related home invasion. Capozzi was arrested in North Carolina and has been charged with home invasion robbery. 3 more suspects remain on the loose. For the latest on this story and more, check out our new app. Go to the App Store and look for My Suncoast or WWSB. Android users will get that update sent to their phones automatically. Hundreds of Sarasota County public school teachers lined US 41 last night demanding higher salaries. Our Rick Adams talked to the union president as well as the school superintendent.
At the Sarasota County School District, hundreds of protesters, most of them teachers, were out here having their voices heard. They lined Tamiami Trail in front of the school district headquarters in Sarasota for as far as the eye could see. Teachers, aides, and other employees of the Sarasota County School District were protesting what they say is some of the lowest salaries in the country for teachers and other school employees.
We're not paid enough, but the idea that we will just lay down and accept whatever the board decides to give us is not who we are.
Currently, teacher salaries in Sarasota County range from $44,000 to $64,000 a year or less, depending on the school and the level of experience. Many teachers say the cost of living continues to go up and salaries are staying the same with very little raises.
If we are going to have an increase of under 1.5%, which is below the cost of living, that is underpaid right there.
Superintendent Todd Bowden's salary is $185,000 a year with an additional $15,000 a year of performance pay when goals are met. He tells us Sarasota County has some of the highest paid teachers in the state of Florida. A lot of the protesters are upset with the potential raise the superintendent most likely will be receiving, while they say the teachers' raises are very small.
The offer that we have on the table is a 3% raise for teachers. I believe the sticking point is how that money is distributed. We believe that that money should go to our highly effective teachers.
Although the protest was peaceful, those who participated are hoping they are being heard loud and clear.
It's time for our school board and our new superintendent to know our people need to be compensated better or they're not going to have any employees in Sarasota County.
At this time, it's not known if and when this issue of pay and raises will be discussed at a future school board meeting. Reporting from Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Meantime, here's some good news. Pineview School is being recognized as the best school in Florida. Not bad. A study by 24/7 Wall Street looked at student-to-teacher ratios, standardized test scores, and graduation rates. Pineview has been named #1 in the past as recently as 2016 by U.S. News & World Report for best high school rankings. Happening this morning, Governor Scott set to appear on the Suncoast at Manatee Technical College's West Campus. The governor will announce the first project from the state's Job Growth Grant Fund. It includes a $200,000 grant for a solar training project. Governor Scott will also host a press conference at 9:30 a.m. and will be there. Florida businesses have created nearly 1.5 million jobs across the state in the past 7 years. The city of Sarasota is hoping to run exclusively off renewable energy by the year 2050, and it's already going green by encouraging drivers to travel in electric cars. The city added 3 new electric vehicle charging ports in parking garages and lots around the city. It's also updating several existing ports as well. These new and updated stations are free for the city as part of an agreement with Florida Power and Light. You can find the new charging stations at City Hall, the Palm Avenue Garage, and also the St. Armand's Southern parking lot. Sarasota Memorial is celebrating after receiving international recognition as a baby-friendly hospital. This is a major milestone, more than 2 years in the making. They deliver over 3,000 babies each year. That Sarasota Hospital is the first hospital in Southwest Florida and among a select group nationwide to earn this highly sought-after recognition. Good news for them.
Nice.
Yeah. So lots of fog out there, John.
Indeed. A first alert weather morning here on the Suncoast because of reduced visibility. So allow yourself that little extra time. You know, it might not be bad in your area, but the thing is it ebbs, it flows, comes and goes.
Right.
And so you could be driving along and boom, you run right into one of those fog banks that really cuts your visibility
Yeah,
a quarter mile or less.
We checked our live reporter down there in Northport, and we heard there's not much fog there right now. That could change, though.
And then we showed tower cams at our area here on Sarasota Bay, and also in Cortez Bridge, and it was pea soup. So
yeah,
there you go.
Soup of the day is pea.
That's right.
Also, first alert traffic on the way, and focusing on fruit. We'll have tips on how to fit fruit into your daily routine. But first, let's look outside at our tower camera. There you go, the Rosemary District covered in fog right now. We'll have an update on traffic and John's forecast and more local news and health news on the way here on Good Morning Suncoast.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
The classic film Singing in the Rain is coming to the Players Center in a live stage show opening January 17th. All the dances and all the songs you've come to know and love, all a part of our wild Broadway series. Get your tickets now for this limited run by calling the Players at 365-2494 or visit us online at theplayers.org. You too can be singing in the rain.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos. To use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking an experienced broadcast engineer to provide technical support for all broadcast equipment. TV broadcast background required. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply.
Hey everybody, I'm Chef Bob Vitello. This is Chef Alan Bristow from Publix Aprons Cooking School. What you got going on today, buddy?
Do a little Cantonese-style steamed fish here, Bob. The fish we're using today is a haddock. Any kind of white, flaky fish will work really, really well. You could use a grouper. You could actually use a snapper, halibut, anything like that. Corvino, so king clip.
I love this, man.
Look at it, perfectly lined up.
That is amazing.
Perfectly lined up. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is I got this already on pretty high. We're gonna add some water to it. We're gonna add a little sesame oil to it.
Now, sesame oil is pretty strong.
Yes, go really light with the sesame oil. Some soy sauce.
That smells good already.
So we're gonna add a little more water to it just to get it.
You're making a broth, kind of like, right?
A poaching liquid. That's all it is, okay? And we got a little fish right here. So we're gonna let that come to temperature. And we're gonna add a little bit of sugar to it, Bob. Let that sugar melt. And then we're gonna take a little bit of fresh ginger that I ground up. And we're gonna just put it right on top of the fish, just like this.
This is a pretty healthy dish, man.
Very healthy. Now, for anybody who has celiac or gluten allergy, you can use
something other than soy sauce. It's called tamari, and it's just like a soy sauce, but it's got no wheat in it, okay? So we're gonna put the fish right in there, just like that.
I'd have this over rice.
I like that idea. We're gonna add some fresh bok choy, which is pretty much like Chinese celery.
Cool.
We're gonna add some fresh scallions to it, just like this, Bonnie. Really nice.
I really wish you could smell this. This is amazing. I wish you could smell this.
Really good.
Love it.
And then Bob's absolute favorite.
Now he's putting cilantro in. It was good to this point.
Just, you know what, I'm gonna put extra cilantro in there just for Bob, okay?
Buddy.
Just for Bob.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, cover it. Let it steam itself.
Beautiful.
You're good.
Starting tomorrow, be sure to stop by your Publix Apron Simple Meals kiosk, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients after sampling this delicious cilantro dish.
All righty. Thanks, folks.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Now here's an excellent example of how the fog ebbs and flows across the region. This is the Cortez Bridge webcam. We'll put it into time-lapse mode, and you can watch as the visibility is not too bad. And then the visibility starts to deteriorate pretty rapidly, actually. And then it kind of comes and goes, and that's the case throughout the area. In some places the fog is bad and then it gets better. In other places it's good and it gets worse. So allow yourself that extra time. You can see how dotty it is across the, I guess that's a meteorological term, right? The fog is dotty across the area. In some places it's really thick, indicated here by these red splotches. In other places, not so bad, you know, 1 mile visibility being reported at the airport. But we've seen in the last half hour, the visibility go from 1/4 mile to 1 1/4 mile in Punta Gorda. So that's how tricky it is in terms of whether the fog is exactly in your area now. Just allow yourself that little extra time and ease up on the gas pedal because those fog banks come up on you quickly. It's a first alert weather morning because of the fog across the region till about 10 o'clock when that fog lifts, brings low-hanging clouds, which eventually mix away and brings sunshine for the rest of the day and warm temperatures. Daytime highs coming in around 76. I've just written a little bit of a blog on our website, mysuncoast.com, about how this fog forms, and if you're interested in exactly how the fog forms and what causes it, go check it out. There's also an interesting traffic cam picture there as well. We have some cloud cover across the region, some fog actually lifting and giving us this cloud cover, then mixing away and bringing us sunshine by afternoon. By the time you pick up the kids at school, well, it looks pretty good. I don't see much in the way of any kind of issues there. Maybe an isolated shower later in the evening in inland areas, but then everything kind of clears out till tomorrow morning. And guess what? Probably a first alert weather morning tomorrow as well, as fog rebuilds and maybe a little bit of drizzle under some of those lifting clouds. Tomorrow evening, we may see a shower or two, put in about a 20% rain chance, but really it's on Friday when things kind of thicken up with actual cloud cover and scattered showers as a cold front approaches. Not much in the way of rainfall locally, but over on the other coast you saw a few showers. Currently, we have a 64-degree air temperature and a dew point to match, bringing 100% relative humidity. The air can't hold any more water, and that's why our fog will form from time to time. Little area of low pressure down to the south and a frontal boundary back to the north as we head into the weekend. That frontal boundary will approach. It'll create a line of showers and the potential for some thunderstorm activity Friday night. That's why we may call it a first alert weather morning. A little bit of patchy fog for the next several mornings. A northeast wind shifting to northwest at about 5 knots. Kind of light winds, but nevertheless, it's going to be a tricky boating day for the start. A little later on, that fog will mix away. Fog this morning, 77 the high. Fog tomorrow morning, first alert weather morning tomorrow as well. 76 again, warm tomorrow. Friday warm as well. Maybe breezier on Friday as that front approaches, so perhaps not the fog problem, but during the evening, certainly a thunderstorm possibility, and it could be a first alert evening on Friday because of showers and thunderstorms. Then that front moves through, and we get some cooler temperatures, with Sunday only making it into the upper 50s. Martin Luther King Day Monday, we warmed just a little. Ray?
Back to the 50s again. I thought winter was over. Thank you, John. Let's check the roads right now. Again, be aware of the fog out there as you head out the doors this morning here on the Suncoast. Nothing much to report besides some buildup there from Palmetto into Bradenton. Otherwise, the usual delays. Northern half of Sarasota County, pretty clear right now. Bee Ridge, a little blip there in the westbound lane around Beneva. And South County, some small delays on US 41. On to health news now. If you want to improve your diet, it may start with working more fruit into your daily diet. Easier said than done, right? Here are some tips, though, from Kim Hutcherson.
Most fruits are naturally low in calories, sodium, and fat and contain essential nutrients. Here are some tips for working more fruit into your diet. Try to eat mostly whole or cut up fruit so you can get the beneficial fiber it contains. Buy fruit in season when it's most flavorful and least expensive. Make sure you rinse fruit well before eating or preparing it. Scrub briskly under clean running water to remove dirt and any organisms on the surface. Set up visible reminders of fruit. Keep a bowl filled with your favorites on a counter, a table, or in the refrigerator. Work in some variety. Have dried, frozen, and canned options on hand so you never have to go without your fruit fix. Fruit makes a great travel snack, but it can be a part of any meal. Blueberries, bananas, peaches, strawberries, all are great with pancakes, in yogurt, or in cereal. Fruit can be added to salads at lunch or dinner, or you can have it as dessert after a meal. And if you have kids, be a good role model. Let them see you eating nutritious fruit every day. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Up next, your day's top local news headlines, and we'll tell you about an amazing reunion thanks to Facebook. You want to hear this story? It's next.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. La! It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair? The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm going to show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app now.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
63 degrees right now in fog. Here are the top headlines on the Suncoast this morning. An overnight shooting in Northport left one person dead. This is a live picture from South Sarasota County. Police say the fatal shooting happened on Porto Chico Avenue. The city of Sarasota hoping to run exclusively off renewable energy by the year 2050. It's already going green by increasing the number of electric charging stations around the city. And Governor Scott will be on the Suncoast at Manatee Technical College in Bradenton this morning. He'll give a $200,000 grant for a solar training program. Not much solar out there right now, just some fog. Be aware of that on the roads right now. Here's the scene. Nothing major to report, but again, take it slowly. Visibility is low right now. John?
That's right. Lots of reports out there of fog across the region, so allow yourself that extra time this morning. It's a first alert weather morning this morning and probably will be again tomorrow morning for that fog, patchy and dense in places. Then Friday night, probably a first alert weather night because of possible thunderstorms.
Finally now, some siblings met for the first time and they have Facebook to thank. Marion McDowell went to college in Ohio with a woman who was a Facebook friend with a man named Randall Van Diver. Well, that's Marion's maiden name. If you got curious, sent Randall a Facebook friend request and saw a Thanksgiving picture on Randall's page of him and his aunt, who's also a Van Diver. Looked very familiar to Marion. Well, that photo led to more questions, exchanging photos. Turns out they are indeed brother and sister, all thanks to Facebook. A lot of things happen due to Facebook like that.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it?
It really is.
How they connect.
Take it slowly out there. Here's a live picture from our tower cam here in the Rosemary District. Some buses with their lights on heading toward their destinations. More news updates at 7:25. Good Morning America is next.